everybody, we're here today with hashtag Tuesday 10. Excuse me, you got the hiccups? Doors and windows are open, so you'll hear some random wind chimes. It's a beautiful day out. I live close to the airport, so you'll hear the airplanes go by. And I think I just heard some police or ambulance going by, so that's that disclaimer. So, Tuesday 10. Hashtag Tuesday 10 is an open collaboration with my friend Cindy at Studio Lou. Be sure and check her out. Basically, the premise is you take 10 pieces of your scraps and create with them. So, that's what we're doing. I have tried to participate in this every week. Some weeks I used it to kind of prepare for the challenge I'm doing this month. Sometimes I've used it as, a way to just get rid of my scraps and build ephemera. I've used it to play in my art journal. So there's kind of different variations and ways you can use that hashtag 10, Tuesday 10, but the main premise is to pick 10 items from your stash or your scraps and create with it, and basically with the idea of kind of to use your scraps and all that good stuff. So today I've got 10, I've got little scraps everywhere, little snippets. I got 10 pages of these. I don't know what they're called. They're not book plates. They're just some really pretty on some heavier cardstock type paper. Vintage flower prints. I have a whole stack of them, but I grabbed 10 of them out of my stash. Because the other day, so playing around in my Artie Fartober, the other day I took one, the Black Eyed Susan one, and I, glued back, front to back, just kind of making a card to kind of go along with this. And I just really like that. Inked the edges and all that. And so I wanted to, when I was doing this the other day, I was like, ooh, I think I need to do that with these. So, I think what I want to start with, I don't know. I guess I'll just start with one at a time. I also want to use this as a way to play around with my new ruler. My friend Mary Ellen at Red Parrot sent me this in some birthday/happy mail, and it kind of baffles my brain a little bit because I don't do measurements and all that very well, and it seems to me it's kind of flip-flop from the way I'm used to measuring and cutting paper. So that being said, I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is 12 by 6. 10. I'm trying to figure out the best way to get the most from these papers. I know I liked how when I did this one, wherever it is, I kept the name of the flower on the back, but there's still journaling space. So I want to do that, mainly because I don't know flowers off the top of my head. So I want to start each page by, see, I'm having trouble wrapping my brain right now. I want to start each page by Although, I was thinking I wanted to start my page by just chopping the word off, but I don't really want to do that because this has some of the image on it, which allows it to be... Let's just pull this out and play with it and see what we got here. We have a card that is about a little less than 3.5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3.5 by 5. So maybe we should start by getting our words the right size. And they don't have to be this 3.5 by 5, but I do like that size, I will tell you that. So that gives us a little bit of an idea what we're working with for size-wise. And so that's 6, I know for sure. So let's just do this. You guys are probably screaming at me like, why don't you just do it this way? It'd be so much easier, blah, blah, blah. But again, I'm not good at measuring, and it takes me a minute to wrap my brain around measuring. So 3.5 by 5 was our measurements, I think, right? Yep. So let's just get our back card going. Carolina Jessamine. Okay, and then now I think we want to you know, this is going to sound kind of silly. We can have more than one card out of these, but we will for sure just have one with the flower name on it. Do it like this, face down, we won't know what we're working with. So we'll just have to pick the prettiest when it comes time for it. This is scrap. These are our 2 cards we're choosing from for our back. And I'm not even because, you know, I'm just not an even type person. I just can't do it. Okay, let's see if maybe we can do it this way. Again, I'm sure y'all are probably squealing at me. I assume my pages are even. this paper. I assume it's even. I'm lining it up along here instead of directly along here, mainly because if I line it up along the little notch that I picked, it's not exactly even. And then we'll trim it down from there. I think that's the card that we'll go with, though. Page from my glue book. And I think, now I didn't do this in on this initial card. Gotta get another new glue stick. On this initial card that's in my journal for Artie Fartober. But I think with these cards, I'm gonna set them in my stitch pile and plan to do some stitching around them, I think. I think. Let the glue dry for a minute on that. We can use the backs of these. We can put them back to back. So we'll do that and then we'll trim them up. How's that? We'll do this in kind of a mass make fashion. Get us some cards going on and then we'll come back and trim them up. How does that sound? Looks like we can get 2 cards out of 1 page, depending on our size. So, let's think about this a minute. If my ruler is 12, and I want, and my paper's about 12. It's a tiny hair off. Then, if I want this card to be 3, you see my dilemma? Am I the only one that sees this dilemma? I can't cut here because I need to measure out here. See if I can use my mat to give me some sort of idea. 1, 2, 3. Okay, maybe that's what we need to do. That works, Shell. Use both the mat and the ruler. Nothing wrong with that. And then we'll scoot you on down. Still feel like I'm a little crooked. Oh well, again, this is just a practice in figuring this little tool out and using up some scraps with the hopes that will create something beautiful. And maybe that's the way I need to go about it, is just cut strips like this and glue them and see what comes up. Maybe that's the way we need to go about it. Glue them like this, and then from there determine where we need to cut. Although, with like this, with the words, so here's my dilemma. The best place, you know, to like capture some would be to cut it right here to give you a lot of writing space. But on here, it's probably not the best way to capture it. It'd probably be better to capture it like that, but oh well, I think we're just gonna, that's what we're gonna do, because otherwise we're gonna stress our brain about it. And we don't want to do that. But like this one, we can just cut him in half and have just a little bit on each side. I think that'll be okay, because we're not worried about the words. We're not worried about trying to capture the words, so maybe we can get, I mean, I think we could get 4 cards from a page. But this way we'll at least get 3. 1 with the words on it and 2 that are just kind of from the scraps. Again, I'm gluing back to back, and I'll come back and we'll trim them up. Trim them up. Again, just practicing and playing. There's our words. Scoot this over 3 more. And the page with the words on it, I'm just kind of doing the center part because we'll trim it down on the edges. The other 2, I'm gluing all the whole length. And again, I'll come back and once we get these trimmed and inked, I can come back and sew around them and add some little floof up top and all that good stuff. I think that'd be a good idea. My mat's getting all crazy, going all wonky. One, 2, 3. Oop. That shifted. I had glue on my hands, and so my glue stuck and shifted my ruler. One of the good things about gluing without a glue book and gluing on your mat ends up a little sticky. And in cases like this where you want your page to stay, oh, come on. your paper to stay on the mat. That works out kind of nice. I think we'll go with this one with our words. I was fighting with my sewing machine this morning. I was working on a cloth cover for a journal that I'm working on, and I don't know sewing machine, so I don't know what the problem was. But it was testing my patience to the point to where I unthreaded it, I pulled my bobbin out, I stripped my bobbin clean of whatever thread was on it, and it's all just sitting over there right now. I'm mad at it. I am mad at it. Because I don't know, again, sewing stuff, so I don't know tension and things like that. So I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if it's just some janky thread or if it was the way my bobbin was wound or what. And I didn't have the patience to deal with it this morning. So we cleaned it all out and we stepped away from it. Stepped away from it. We ran away from our problems. And I'll deal with it later. It's frustrating to me when I don't know things. I don't know how to fix things. I don't know what the problem is. I get real frustrated real quick. And I'm not in my most productive state. So today I'm trying to make for a lazy day, an easy day, and I just didn't want to stress it. So this, I'm going to try to capture I think we'll be able to do that. Good deal. So maybe tonight I'll deal with the sewing machine again. I gotta get it figured out because, again, I'm in the middle of sewing a journal cover, cloth journal cover that I'm working on. So I can't. I mean, I guess I could abandon that and just do something different, but I'm liking what I'm doing with it, so it's pretty grungy and crunchy munchy, as me and my friend Mary Ellen say. Crunchy munchy. So, goodness, this is a lot. This is making a lot. Y'all are gonna get bored with me. You're gonna get bored with me just cutting paper, and maybe what I'll do is get a couple more cut, and then I'll go to my stash and I'll work on kind of give you an idea of what I plan to do with these. I mean, I think you got an idea because of my sample card here, but and then I'll just work on these off camera because it's pretty repetitive. Now that I got my groove of how I need my papers cut. Western Red Lily. Come on, scoot over. And of course, since they're backed on themselves, this is a thicker paper, but it's not like really thick cardstock. So, I mean, it makes a decent journal card, but they're not like super thick, which is a-okay. You know, the thicker your stuff is, the more bulk you got in your journal. So, you know, and if you're trying to cut back on the bulk a little bit, well, that's nice and crooked. So, trying to cut back on the bulk, then the thinner paper works. Okay, let's trim some of these up. Yeah, this makes quite a bit. Okay, let's go with our first situation here. Before we got in our groove. Let's see here. Oh, we did it 6. Oh, that's right. Silly. Okay. We're doing 5-ish. Does that line us up with our card? It does. Looky there. And we're just going to kind of, I'm not really going to kind of line up and measure. I just want to clean up our edges a little bit because we've got some overlap and because we're not perfect with our measurement. Scoot, scoot, scoot. All good on all sides. And I liked the way I saw Mary Ellen do this with something she did. And it was just kind of a corner trim instead of a corner round. I like that. Yeah, I like this a lot. I don't know what it is about it. I just like it. So, yay. I do like. Clean this up a little bit. And I could probably trim with the scissors, but I don't trim straight with scissors very well, so. It's probably best I just practice with my little thing. I don't know why, but I'm inclined to name this thing. And I don't know why. I guess because it was a gift, and I don't know. What would you name a ruler? Nothing else around here has a name. So again, I don't feel why, I don't understand why I have the need to name the dang ruler. Not a lot of journaling space on here, but I think there's enough to write a word or two and have a pretty little flower beside it. So I think that's good. And this one can be done in halvesies. Let's trim our edge. Let's see here. How are we going to line this up? How are we going to do this? Just like that show. The rest of us, nope. I was like, are the rest of us evened up here? Of course not. And we're going to guesstimate on the halvesies here. Oh, we shifted. Not bad. Not bad on guessing my halvesies. Well, I guess I could make some of them tags. Maybe the ones without the, yeah, we can make some of them tags. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing says we can't. I won't do a hole or anything like that in them because I'm not sure what I'm gonna do at the top. If I'll just do a flip over fabric or if I want to do string or whatever. It just depends on what I got in my little stash of those kinds of scraps. So at the time, I'll decide at the time on that one. And then this one. Take a little bit off here and a little bit off there to even it up. Then that makes our tags pretty skinny, but that's okay. Now, so we want to keep as much of this, of the wording as we can. So let's come to the edge here. And we'll keep this. It's a little bitty card, but we'll keep it. And I guess I could keep that as a long card. You see, there's no rules. No rules here. I kind of like them as tags like that. The only rule is we gotta have some glue. Since we didn't glue all the way to the edge because we thought we were gonna trim us down. That's the only rule. We gotta stick. Gotta stick together. Are you coming off anywhere? A little bit. Nice little smudge. Oh well. It's all part of it. So, I'm gonna say we're gonna be able to make quite a bit, quite a few little cards going on here. Cards and tags and things like that. I don't know what I'll do with them. I guess I'll just tuck them in my stash of things that are ready to go. Until there's a journal that comes along that they belong in. Yep. Not bad. I kind of like them. I'm liking them. I'm liking them. I'm liking them. Nice variety of stuff going on here. So, let me see where I'm at on time, because I don't want to keep you all day just to watch me cut up cards. Yeah. So, that's what I'm going to continue to do. I'm going to chop up the rest of these. And we will have a nice little stash. I will, and then I'm going to fight with my sewing machine a little bit. And, get them sewn, and I might not sew all of them, but I'll get most of them sewn with little flappies, and I'll show them to you at a later date. So that's what I got for Tuesday 10. Again, I'm using these 10 flower images, just kind of chopping them up, playing around with them, creating some tags and journal cards. Initially, I was just going to create some journal cards, but I kind of like that, the long tag part of it. Kind of like that too, you know. So, I'll just continue to play around with them, see what other things we can come up with. Thanks for joining me. Again, hashtag Tuesday 10. Open collaboration with Cindy at Studio Lou. Check her out, see what she's got going on for the day. And we'll be back soon enough. I'm in the middle of Arty Fartober, so I'll be back tomorrow with that for sure. And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.